What is up, guys? My name is Mario Adrian, and in my immigrant jam, I would put carrots and German efficiency.
No way! Nein way! Welcome to Immigrant Jam, the podcast with me, Lucie Pohl. Yes, the podcast where we celebrate all things immigrant, one immigrant at a time, baby. And today, the heavens have opened up, the clouds have parted, the sun is shining down on us in the form of this German man, Mario Adrian, aka Adrian. We're going to find out everything about him. He's a YouTuber. He's an Instagram glorious man. He's German. He's a comedian. He's quite something. That's right. Quite something.
Keep going. I like this.
Visiting New York. Thank you so much for being here, Mario.
No, thank you.
Adrian.
Adrian, yeah.
My first German guest on this podcast.
You made it, guys. I'm representing all the Germans, yeah?
Exactly. And because we are Germans today, deeply German, we are here at a very witching hour, 9:30 a.m. People, okay, that is
and
not
we were
a
all
podcast
on time,
hour.
okay, I just
we
want to make
were
sure.
all on time. Yeah, there's a German saying, Pünktlichkeit ist die Höflichkeit der Könige oder sowas.
I think so,
Punctuality is the courtesy of the kings.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Somebody said, like, being 5 minutes early is late in German. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be there to catch the Jews. No, sorry.
Hey,
Forgive and forget.
Joke, you know?
Yeah.
The Twitter's down below, you know.
Mario, you are from Germany.
Yes.
And you are from a small town, you told me. Mm-hmm. Can you paint a picture of little Mario?
Yeah.
In
little
Germany
Mario
and where you're from exactly.
Yeah, little Mario grew up in a small town in the south of Germany, in the Black Forest region, where the fairy tale comes from, okay? The brothers, the Grimm brothers, the Black Forest cake comes from there.
Right,
and
very
it's
delicious.
a small magical town of 800 people.
Called?
I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's called Alpiesbach im Hochschwarzwald. Yeah,
Wie?
Alpiesbach.
Alpiesbach?
Im Hochschwarzwald.
Im Hochschwarzwald.
Yeah.
That's the name of the town, all of that.
Well, technically, yeah, if you want to be very specific.
Okay.
It's called Alpiesbach, but then, Alpiesbach im Hochschwarzwald just sounds more, sounds more German. It has more of that German bang and people respect it, Yeah.
You really are from the Black Forest.
I am, 100%. That's why it's so weird for me to move to America and move to New York City from a town of literally 800 people.
Wow.
Like to paint you the picture, I was drinking out of a cow when I was 8 years old. Like my uncle had like a farm and I would like chop down trees. My uncles are lumberjacks. So
I'm a lumberjack and I feel fine.
So yeah, I'm living a very different life now. It was an adjustment for sure.
Okay, but walk us through it a little bit. How did that happen? So, because you started out modeling, right?
Yeah. I don't like talking about it because it makes me sound like a mega douche. But yeah, no, I was a model. I did that in New York. And
no, the jacket already did that. No.
The jacket. It's fine. I get it. I get it.
No, not at all. We love it.
I'm not a douchebag. I just have a lot of douchebag things. Okay.
You're not a douchebag at all,
I own
dude.
a lot of I like douchebag things.
Hey, you're just you, and that's fucking cool.
Yeah, douchebag or not, I moved here when I was like 18 years old. I was actually studying to become an engineer in Germany.
Wow.
Like my mother wanted me to, you know what I mean? Like the
what
German
do your parents
dream.
do?
My dad is a lumberjack, but also a chimney sweeper.
You're fucking kidding. He walks around with the outfit.
My stuff, yeah.
You guys don't know this because in Germany, Schornstein, the chimney sweeps, they have outfits that they walk around in, and they're
full black, yeah.
Full black, but also they have the cylinder hat,
yeah.
and they have the little thing that what is that? Round
I don't know what
thing
it's
that
called.
They carry
It's
around?
like, there's some like Black Forest term. It's like a thing. It's like a brush almost where you like clean the chimney.
And isn't there like a law that they're allowed to go into any house? Like there's some weird laws around the chimney sweeps.
Yeah, something like that. Like you can do, like when you're not home, because it's mandatory, you have to get your chimneys checked. That sounds weirdly sexual, by the way. You have to get your chimneys checked.
I'm moving back to the Black Forest.
But yeah, he comes because people are so trusting in Germany.
Right.
Like I would leave, and it was again another adjustment period. I'm the person, I'll leave my phone out on the table or even on the subway. I just put it there.
Oh my
and
God.
like in Germany, you can literally drop your phone and people will bring it to you. I feel like in New York, when you drop your phone, it's gone before it hits the ground. It's
Right.
like it just evaporates into fucking, the Bermuda
Into a-
Triangle.
yeah.
So yeah,
homeless
very
man.
trusting. So the chimney sweeper, can just go in and he can do his thing. Yeah.
But the amazing thing is there's like this whole tradition around them. That's why they dress like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So your
Also,
dad was a chimney sweeper.
It's a sign of luck. Like it's a
Yes,
symbol of luck.
to see one.
Yeah, no, also, and to be touched, it sounds, again, weirdly, now that I think of it, it's like, he can enter anybody's home, being touched by him is like, the best thing. No, like, when I was a little kid, when a chimney sweeper would come in,
Yeah.
the kids would line up, they would say hi to him, and he had soot on his hands.
Right.
From, working with the chimneys and
Yeah.
checking the chimney. So he would, like, touch the cheek of the kids, and when you have, like, the soot on your cheek, that's, like, you're going to be lucky.
Right.
Yeah. So...
And what if
What a
it's
lucky
on
guy.
your butt?
Yeah. Listen,
Then you need therapy later on in life.
literally.
And you told me your dad is the sweetest man ever.
Oh, so sweet. So sweet. My dad's, it's so funny. My mom is more like a dad, and my dad's more like a
That's
mother
very
figure.
German. I feel like that's so
Oh, yeah?
German. Well, I feel like a lot of German women are very manly.
Yeah, my mom is the manliest. Like, she will, okay, your mom will, she's not like if my mom's not a lesbian, but she will fix, in the pandemic, she became she lost her job, so she became a construction worker. She tore her whole house upside down. She replaced the tiles by herself. She's a badass, okay?
Wow.
Like my mom and your mom in a street fight, my money's on my mom. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, I don't know. My mom's Romanian.
Oh,
so
okay, well, maybe they've got some Eastern European tricks up their
I
sleeves.
think
Yeah.
so. She can.
Yeah. But no, the opposite. My dad is the opposite of toxic masculinity.
Wow.
Shout out to my dad. I love my dad. He's showing me so much love, and he's very soft, So yeah.
So what does that mean growing up that he is the opposite of toxic masculinity? Like, what did he teach you or instill in you?
Just kindness. So much kindness.
How?
Just leading by an example. I've never seen my dad be angry or lose control or be judgmental towards anybody. And I really feel I have the same thing. I'm not angry ever.
Really?
No,
But
and-
anger is healthy. It's not
So
unhealthy.
I
to
thought
be
about
angry.
this. I talked about this with my therapist, and I was like, anger, I don't know. It doesn't come. I can see how it's good to set boundaries, but from an evolutionary standpoint, I feel like anger breeds more anger and more negativity. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If you genuinely feel it's a good thing to set boundaries.
But you never, living in New York, you were never angry at someone who, walked in front of you on the street or fucking sat too close to you on the subway or, I don't know, did some stupid shit.
I'm gonna
Shat
sound-
on the sidewalk right in front of you.
Maybe if I lived in New York long enough, the anger would surface, and I would just become the Hulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't.
Or when you've been hurt by someone.
Okay, I can get really deep with this. And I talked about this openly. I've even experienced a lot of sexual harassment, even rape as a man in the modeling industry. And even then, I have this weird thing where I feel anger towards that person, but I always come from this point of and I don't want to I want to sound like Gandhi on this podcast now. This took a turn, but I have it's so much nicer for me to think that thinking with empathy and being okay, these people have gone through something that led them to be in a position now where they want to, treat me treat me badly or whatever. And that to me has always been healthier than just being fuck those people and being more angry about it. Being having empathy has helped me a lot, and it's just what comes natural to me. And I was judging myself for not feeling anger for a long time. I was like, Mario, why am I not angrier? But it's truly again what my dad taught me. There was not an example of that, and I think it's made my life. There's challenges. I think you shouldn't there's a balance. You should be angry sometimes, but I think generally it's made me a more balanced person, and not harvesting too much anger towards others has made me. If somebody cuts me off in LA traffic, I'm like, okay, well they must be going through a rough time, and it's just take a breath
that
and move
attitude
on.
would make me angry.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You see people, Germans, they've got it all figured out.
But most people think Germans are the most angry people,
Do they? They think the
simply
language
'cause
sounds angry.
well, and simply because of like Hitler and everything, it's like the most angry.
Hitler. Oh yeah, totally forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's like that's Germans. When people think about Germans,
Yeah.
like people's minds go there a lot. I do these street interviews on YouTube where I ask people name a famous German person. Nobody knows any. People say David Hasselhoff or Hitler.
Right.
That's the only two Germans they know, and neither of them are Germans, by the way. So
Yeah, that's
Arnold
true.
Schwarzenegger, what I get a lot, but people's minds go there. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean
I'm
Hitler
trying to
was.
break the stereotype of angry Germans. Okay?
Do you like being German?
I love being German. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Because I'm efficient. I am.
Oh my God.
I love growing up in Germany. I know we talked about this a little bit. You said
Yeah.
you don't identify too much with the typical German, the energy of people and all this stuff.
Yes.
the attitude.
Yeah.
So I see that, and I wouldn't want to live there, but I think growing up in Germany has been amazing for me because it's grounded me a lot. It's given me so much like stability. German education was great. Also, and shout out to Germany. If I was living a normal life, if I was working as an engineer or like working for a company, not doing like entertainment industry, Germany's a great place to live.
Right.
It's affordable. It's safe. You have healthcare. Like I got free education throughout college and I didn't pay for anything.
Yeah.
And then I moved to California and I'm paying like 45% in taxes for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like Germany. I like growing up there. It was very grounding. But if you want to achieve anything outside of the norm and outside of engineering or chimney sweeping, it's difficult, right?
All the chimney sweeps listening, go to Germany.
Aspiring chimney sweeps.
What do you think people get wrong about Germans?
People get wrong about Germans. Again, they were angry, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, a lot of the stereotypes are true. I'll say this. Because Germans are not very emotional. That's the thing. Germans don't like express emotions.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't that bother you? Like that bothers me.
That's true.
That's
That's
one
true.
thing when I go to Germany, I feel like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Why is everybody so weird? Because everybody seems so repressed. Like you sit on the subway
that's true.
and nobody's making eye contact and everybody's kind of like looking away. But the subways are designed so you have to like almost touch knees and sit across from
That's
each other,
true.
but
That's
nobody
true.
looks at each other.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So weird.
That's true. That's true. That's an energy thing. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Depends on where you are. I think Berlin is a little more open with that. I think Berlin is the only city, but Berlin is like New York in the US. It's not really representative of the rest of the country. Like New York doesn't represent most of Middle America, right?
Right.
It's its own thing basically.
Yeah.
But I feel that a lot, especially after when I was 15 years old, I went to South America and I lived there for a year in Peru. And going from Germany to Peru was the opposite. People are very unpunctual, very inefficient. Yeah.
Right.
But they're so warm and so inviting. Like my mom never told me she loves me. Never, not once. But that Peruvian mom told me the second day. Like it was this weird thing where like I felt that warmth. And it was very weird as a German because whatever you grew up with, you kind of adapt and you adapt that behavior.
What about your dad, your sweet dad?
So he's definitely more warm, but even saying that, it took us a long time to even say I love you. Because in German...
Yeah, in German it's a different thing.
It means way more than in English.
Ich liebe dich. You don't say ich liebe dich to like just a friend or you know how here you're like, oh my God, it was so great to see you. I love you. See you soon.
Oh my God. As a German, I'm like,
if you would say that in Germany, they would think you've gone insane. They would actually check you into a mental institution. They'd be like, you have lost your mind.
You don't say that.
No.
You're only allowed to say I love you about somebody after they die. Okay? That's when you're allowed.
I mean, in my family, I grew up with a lot of that because I think my dad didn't have it from his parents growing up. So he said it all the time to us.
In German?
In German. Oh, yeah.
Him?
My dad doesn't really speak English. He's very German. He's Bavarian. He's from Rotenburg ob der Tauber. So he said it all the time. And my German friends would always be like, oh, you guys are so American. But it wasn't American. It was because he didn't have it growing up.
Interesting.
So he was like always overcompensating for that. So we would tell each other we couldn't hang up the phone even now without saying ich liebe dich to my parents. Damn. And as kids, they would always tell us, always, always, always. But that was an anomaly. None of my German friends.
That's good. That's
that.
great. No, that's not very common.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And they would always make fun of me and be like, you guys are very American. I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, my dad doesn't even speak English. We're not American, you know?
No, it's wild. If my mom came up to me and she was like, hey, son, I just want to let you know, I love you. I'd be like, is it cancer? Like, what is happening, baby? What is happening? Like, it's not, yeah. But even saying, I miss you. Like, in America, and I had this thing with my girlfriend where I saw her, like, okay, my girlfriend's best friend, I hadn't seen her in like a month or so.
Yeah.
And I'm not like super close with her. And I went in the car with her and she was like, oh man, I missed you, Mario. I haven't seen you in a while. And I was like, and I didn't say it back because I was like, to miss somebody, it's such a strong emotional statement. So it costs me. I have to I'm slowly adapting to that, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't come natural to me even now.
I love that. I think that's so cool and funny to talk about because it's true. Germans have this sincerity, right? There's like this value put on sincerity and almost to a fault.
Yeah.
Like almost like to a place where you're like, you don't have to be so on, like you don't have to be sincere about everything. Like right now, you just could say like, great jacket, dude, you know, and make someone's day.
That's American though. That's American.
Well, I had a conversation that I thought was so like symbolic of how German mentality with this German guy. He was like, oh, you're from America, or you live in New York, or you grew up there. And he was like, Americans are so fake, right? That's what all Germans, a lot of Europeans or non-American people say that, right? Americans are so fake. And I was like, well, I mean, sometimes I guess, but and I was like, there's like, you know, a level of that that's really nice. Like if you're walking down the street and someone goes, great jacket. And he was wearing a great jacket. Wouldn't that make your day?
Oh, yeah, I love
and
that.
he goes, no, but he said, no, I would feel they are mocking me.
Oh, well.
Ich würde mich verarscht fühlen.
Okay, well, his therapist is going to be in business for years. That's great.
But I was like, oh my God, that's so sad, right? But that was so German to me because for him, it's like, it's like offensive almost. If someone is like, great jacket, dude, it's like, what do you want from me? Are you mocking me?
Interesting.
You know, like, because if you don't know me, why would you come up to me and say something? That's not sincere, right? Like, it can only be sincere if we have like some sort of established relationship or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that's so funny, this like Americans being like, I miss you so much. And you're like, oh my God, I want to like open up and be this way, but this feels so uncomfortable for me.
Because you're right, the sincerity, and I never thought about it this way, but you're right, Germans place a lot of value on being extremely sincere. Oh yeah. That way is saying, it's almost like inflationary use of word. It's like emojis now, you know?
Right.
Like we use emojis so much, like the heart emoji, for everything.
Yeah.
So now it means nothing. You know, it means nothing. And
I
now,
love that like in Germany, the heart emoji is not used at all.
No, it's just not.
The least used emoji in Germany is the heart emoji.
Most used is the beer emoji.
Yeah, or the poop emoji.
No, it's true. So like, it's like inflation, you know what I mean? Like the value of saying I love you, it means way less. And in German, it's almost like reserved. It's almost like this big weapon you pull out. Like it's like this big thing you say like to like maybe 5 people in your life ever.
Right.
You know? And because if you really want to say I love you to somebody and have it mean a lot, you have to like, I don't know, follow it up with 25 heart emojis and like water emojis or something, you know?
Water emojis?
I don't know, maybe that's a different thing.
Okay, Mario.
Maybe that's just how I communicate love. You know what I mean? Maybe that.
Yes, please.
As the third most German person here.
Yeah, Mike's
German
grandma is German.
You
Adelheid.
German. Adelheid. Let's go. Let's go.
Is sarcasm a big deal? Because if sarcasm doesn't work, does it not work both ways?
It doesn't work in Germany. They don't understand sarcasm at all.
That's
it's not a German thing at all. I always tell this story. I was running and I went into this bakery and they had orange juice and I bought an orange juice and like downed it, right?
Yeah.
And put it on the counter and said, "Oh, I didn't like that at all," in German.
Yeah.
Das hat überhaupt nicht geschmeckt.
Yeah.
And obviously I was being sarcastic, right?
I could see that.
And she goes, "Oh, wieso? Das hat Ihnen jetzt nicht geschmeckt?" She was like, "You didn't like it?" And I was
so
like,
funny.
"No, I was joking." And she's like, "Wait, what? You were?" And it took us like 3
Oh,
minutes
my
for me
God.
to be like, "No, I was joking. I was being
Yeah.
sarcastic." You know?
Yeah.
No, they don't get sarcasm.
I do that all the time. Because I fuck with people. I like that stuff.
Well, they don't get the.
Yeah, no, they don't get that.
No, they don't get it.
But I love it. I love going to Germany and making people feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing
This is
ever.
true. I like doing that too. And you know what's one very simple way to make people feel uncomfortable in Germany? It has to do with the sincerity again, is asking them, how are you in German? So like, I hadn't been to Germany in a while, and I forgot that you don't do that there, like here. Like, you don't walk into a store and go, hi, how are you?
Yeah. Hey, wie fühlst du dich heute?
Wie geht's? So
Yeah,
I would go into a store and be like, hallo, wie geht's? They look at you like you just said, I pissed on your grandma's grave or something,
that's
you know?
hilarious. Yeah,
And so this one waitress, I said, hallo, wie geht's? She goes, wie geht's? Wie soll's mir gehen? Wollen Sie was bestellen? She said,
Whoa.
how am I? How am I supposed to be? Do you want to order or not?
Yeah, there's no time for, Germans are efficient. We have no time for niceties. Yeah, we get to the fucking point.
But not only that, when you ask Germans, how are you? They answer sincerely. So you know how many times I've gotten people being like, I'm not well. No, it's actually a hard time. And you're like, I just bumped into you on the street, dude. I was just fucking making small talk. I'm not trying to know.
See?
You know?
Well, you asked.
Yeah. Seriously, they're
Exactly.
so serious about it. It's so funny.
That's
And
hilarious.
enthusiasm, I think. That's another funny thing to me in Germany.
Enthusiasm?
How they react to, you know how Americans have this like unfounded enthusiasm for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, woo, wooing and being like, hey, what's up? Great to see you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That throws Germans like they don't know what's happening when you do that.
Yeah.
They feel offended.
Yeah. Because German, when you do a handshake, the Americans are like, hey, what's up, bro? They do like, and Germans are just like, guten Tag, yeah. It's like very serious. Yeah.
But you start modeling in New York, and you're obviously, for people not watching, you're like kind of an eccentric guy, right? Wouldn't you say? Like,
yeah,
you dress like you wear flashy clothes a little bit. You wear an earring.
This is all new, by the way.
You're tall. You're like, people notice you when you walk into a room.
Well, yeah, thank you. I guess.
Not very German.
No.
You don't like, kind of mute yourself.
No, and I used to. Because I feel a lot of judgment. Even like saying that I was doing modeling, it's hard for me to say that because I have this joke where I go,
because I'm so beautiful.
No, I just don't identify. The thing is, I don't identify with it, And that's the thing. And there's so many stereotypes and assumptions about being a male model. Zoolander's really fucked it up for us. You know the movie Zoolander?
Yeah,
people
of course.
Like, models are super dumb, super vain, super arrogant, which is all true in a way. But I just don't identify with it. So I kind of like for a while tried even in stand-up comedy, tried dressing down to be almost less intimidating and fit in more with a typical comedian who usually stereotypically is not, like very well dressed or any of that stuff. So, and then I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I don't know. It's just
what
part
happened.
Of me. It's part of
what
me.
was the revolution inside of you that happened?
Just realizing that, and it sounds a little cliche, but like realizing that, like coming from an authentic place and not trying to blend in is what works, and the authenticity is what's gonna work. And now I address it in my stand-up. Like I talk about on stage, and I have a new bit where I'm like, I know I kind of look like a douchebag, and I have awareness about it, and it kind of like even works into the whole brand, and it feels more authentic. Because I've done so much shit when I was modeling to fit into what other people wanted me to look like, and now I'm like, so people don't know this about modeling, but when you're a male model, people want you to be super skinny. Like I did runway modeling a lot, like in New York and Milan. So you can't be muscular. All right, and I have I've got these pecs. Check this out. Can pec bounce. And,
did you zoom in on that? Yeah.
Emotionally, But I was always like a more athletic guy, and then my agency, you can try, and then my modeling agency, they wanted me to lose weight to fit into these tiny designer jackets, like really slim stuff. I mean, this is also, maybe now it's a little different, but that was like, 7-8 years ago. And I would literally in Milan, they would tell me, Mario, you look a little, and again, I was not fat at all. Like I was always in very good shape. I had like abs and everything, but I just had a little bit too much muscle mass.
So they told you were fat?
not that way, but they were like, you know, they would be very blunt, especially in Italy. Milan, but out of other places I modeled at, Milan is the worst place ever.
Really?
Because people in Italy, I don't know, I like Italians, but in Milan specifically, they're so
snobby,
super snobby. They're like, okay, we're Milano, you know, we have like Versace and Prada and everything, and they just so blunt, and they just tell you things. They go like, Mario, I don't think you're very sexy right now. You have a little bit of, and it fucked me up mentally because it was my fucking job, you know.
Right, of course.
And they were telling me I had like a little bit too much. I had like baby fat on my cheeks and stuff, and I would be so insecure about that. And then they were like, you have to lose more weight, and I would literally during Fashion Week, like, just eat way less, and I would like. You know, the model diet is like cigarettes and cocaine, basically. I was not doing that, but I was definitely eating way less than I needed
similar to the comedian diet.
Yeah, right. And I would lose so much weight, and I would like now I'm like 210 pounds at my same height. I was like, oh wait, I do like I was like 30 pounds lighter than now easily, and I would do that, and then that was the height of Milan Fashion Week, and I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel comfortable with my body. I was also like, when you eat less, you feel like, you know, I didn't feel mentally good. I felt a little more like more stressed and everything. And then like right before the show started, and I went to like tons of castings where you get rejected like 20 times a day.
Right.
Like 400 people at a cast. It's insane. The most beautiful people you'll ever see. And then my grandma passed away.
Oh,
a day before the shows.
Oh my God.
So I like, I basically canceled Fashion Week, and I went back to Germany. And then I went back, and all my family, they saw me. My dad saw me, and he was like, Mario, are you okay? Because I had visibly lost a lot of weight. And then I was like, fuck this. Like, I didn't even do the shows, and I lost so much weight, so I was unhappy with how I looked. And even my family were seeing that. For what? To fit into like the vision of, you know, whatever Prada wants me to look like for a fashion show. And I don't even think that's beautiful. You know, if it was, fine. But no, I like being more, you know, athletic and more natural looking. So then I was like, no, I don't want to, you know, change myself to fit in with this industry anymore.
So you stopped modeling then?
Kind of. I did more commercial modeling then. I just stopped doing fashion modeling, and I went to New York, and then they changed my image, and I became more the guy. Before I would do like all the like fashion magazines, because I have this gap between my teeth. Okay. And then it's like more fashion, more edgy. And then I started doing things like Bloomingdale's, Macy's. I worked a lot for those more like Nike, you know, brands that are more commercial and not more the magazines. Exactly.
Right.
Where you can look more like a normal person, you know? And that's like where I found, and that was a healthy step for me.
But that's so sick. I mean, that's like sick, right? Like people being told that they're too muscular or too fat or too this or too that. I guess you never really hear about it in the male modeling world. You don't hear about that.
Pressure for women, it's like tenfold.
Right.
I think. So yeah.
But also, I think the world is very unforgiving towards like beautiful people. You know, because I think a lot of people are kind of like, well, whatever. What's your fucking problem? Okay, exactly. so you have, you know, you have to lose 5 pounds so you can model more. But it's like a real, it really fucks people up.
Oh, also mental health. I hate when I make a lot of YouTube videos, and I was making videos with my best friend. His name is Travis Bryant, and he was kind of publicly going through a lot of mental health issues, like depression. I'm his best friend, and I love the guy so much. So I was like with him through that journey, and people, he's a very good looking guy, he used to model, and people were always commenting whenever it was brought up, because we had like very, you know, raw, deep videos. We had like a, you know, like a bromance online. And people would always say like, Travis, if I were as good looking as you are, I wouldn't worry about a thing. And that's just so it's almost invalidating your experience as a human because of how you look like. And it's such bullshit, you know? So, I hate those comments, but it happens a lot.
You see beautiful people cry too.
That's right. That's right.
So.
Yeah. We look very hot when we do it, but we also cry. Yeah.
And then how did you get into, because it's kind of interesting because you like kind of have, and you said this to me yourself the other day when we met, that you have a big gay following, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of like play with that line too a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's like something admirable about being so comfortable with yourself and your sexuality. Like, it doesn't seem to bother you that people think you're gay or that
people think I'm gay all the time.
Right.
Even if they don't see my online persona.
Let's just get that out there.
No, all the time. And you know what? It's a fucking compliment. I love that people think I'm gay.
Yeah, I love that.
Gay people are way better dressed. They are usually more fun. You know what I mean? Like, I do a lot of these street interviews where I interview people on the street. Straight dudes are so afraid to do anything that's like not, you know, like straight and cool. You know, there's exceptions, obviously. But gay guys don't give a fuck. They've been oppressed for so long, so now they're just there to have a good time. So they give me the sassiness, and they just have fun. Like, gay men and black women are the most fun people to interview on the street. That's a general rule, right?
Wait, so but did that like happen at some point, or were you always like that? Was that your dad, Clemens? You told me his name was Clemens. Your sweet dad, Clemens's upbringing. How do you how are you so secure also in your masculinity or in your sexuality? That because a lot of men are very afraid of that, right? And like living that part of themselves.
Yeah, no, I feel that. No, I think it's because I did modeling and I was surrounded by gay people. Like, all my friends were gay. All the photographers I shot with. I would say in the male modeling world, 90% of photographers are gay. 90% of the photographers I work with are gay. That are men are gay. Yeah. So all my circle, my friends are all like modeling agents, and they're all gay. So it happened when I first came to New York, and one of my best friends, he was gay. I'm pretty sure he still is gay. Shout out Ian. He was pretty far on the gay scale, so I'm pretty sure he still is gay. He was very committed to, you know. But we were like good friends, and then his best female friend, Lindsay, would go over to her place, and then they would cuddle, and he's gay, she's straight, and then I would cuddle with him sometimes. And I was like, at first I was like, that's so weird, because first of all, in German, we don't cuddle at all. In German, we don't cuddle, okay? It doesn't exist. But then on top of that, I'm cuddling with a dude, and I was like, at first it was weird, but then I was like, it's actually nice. It's a universal thing. It doesn't mean I'm gay. It's just like,
so true.
I enjoy the company and the emotional connection with another human, regardless of their gender. And then I was like, it doesn't mean that I want to like, you know, touch his penis. You know what I mean? It was just like non-sexual, and I thought that was so beautiful.
He wants to touch yours.
Hey, possibly. But that was so beautiful to realize that, and being in that environment, I think, is what opened me up. If I had been, I don't think it's just my dad, because there was no judgment in Germany really from my dad's side, but still in Germany, it's not really the thing that comes up. But being in New York, being around a lot of gay people has opened me up, and yeah.
But sexuality is kind of more open in Germany. Sexuality, in terms of like, you know, nudity and just sexuality in general, not what your sexuality is, but I feel like sexuality is more out in the open there.
Yeah.
And I think like that people here do have more of like a repressed approach.
Yeah, I mean, especially in like not New York, I would say, right?
Yeah, but Americans in general.
Okay.
Like, I think sex is treated differently here. Relationships are treated differently here.
Yeah.
I feel like in Europe, especially Germany, it's not such a big deal, I guess.
Yeah,
like
you're
here.
Right. You're right.
Here
you're
it's
right.
like, oh my God, sex is like, like everybody's like wanting it and trying to have it and doesn't want to talk about it and can't talk about it. And I feel like in Germany, you can just also, you know, prostitution is legal.
True,
like it's
all the
just
beaches,
like a more,
nude people. Like I was around my mom's. Like, it's kind of weird, but like my best friend growing up, like I would always go to the, you know, like beach with them and whatever. Like his mom was always naked.
Right.
Even when I was like 14, it was just a thing, you know. She was like just walking around the beach naked, you know, like topless
with
and
a
everything.
huge bush.
Of
course, it's Germany.
Yeah, it's Germany.
No, for sure. I remember when we moved here and I was like maybe 10, 11 or something, and I was sitting with some, you know, girlfriends talking. I was telling a story, and part of the story was that my dad walked in and he was naked, but that wasn't what the story was about. It was just a detail. And I'll never forget this. Like maybe I was 12 or something. Everybody just like screamed. And was like, oh my God, what? You saw your dad naked? Ew, gross. Oh my God. And I remember feeling so ashamed, and then going home and telling my parents, like, you guys can't be naked, like around the house or when we're on vacation or something like that. Because like we're Americans now, you know?
That's so funny. Wow.
Yeah.
So you made your parents adapt to the American way. That's it. That's it.
I repressed my parents. No, but I think it really does a lot to the psyche, and I feel like, you know, someone like you, it's not as possible here for men to be as free, I feel like, just because of the way the culture is around
100%.
sex, sexuality, masculinity, and all of that.
Oh, and
you
that's
know?
a big part of like what I want to share online too. Is like as men being, that's why I believe in the concept of bromance so much. It's a big part of my brand. It's like bromance. I believe in that shit so much. Like men need love and deep emotional connections just as much as women do.
And cuddles amongst each other.
But the thing is, as men, it's always a thing
Mike?
of like, right?
Go cuddle
Right, buddy?
with your buddy
Love a
today.
cuddle, but I also, a lot of my guy friends will say, like, love you, buddy. Like, it's become more of a common thing,
Yeah.
I think, because
Right.
we probably didn't get it enough,
100%.
and then maybe we're rebelling again. I don't know, but it's nice.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's changing.
I like
I
it.
love that. I love that. And because think about it, as two girls, you can be making out with a girl, you can be cuddling in bed with her, and nobody's gonna be like, "Yo, that shit's lesbian, bro." You know what I mean? You're just two friends. You can kiss.
Making out? I mean, I think
club?
if we're making out, then that's...
Have you made out with a girl?
I've made out
Of
with a
course
girl,
you have. Any girl has, and it doesn't mean nobody's like questioning your sexuality because of it.
Right, that's
you know,
true.
and I think
Oh,
that's
that's
something.
true. Okay, I
that's what I
understand what you
mean,
mean.
right?
Yeah.
So as men, we like, I don't know. I just, just want to, tickle my friend's balls a little bit. Like, what's the big deal? I just want to fucking like, Jeff, come here. I just want to.
Right.
No, but I think there's something beautiful in that, and that's a big part of like what I believe in. Also, as men being vulnerable, and because I've done that on YouTube, I've talked about serious shit like sexual harassment, right?
Right.
Something I talk about a lot because I think it's so important. Because as a man, when this shit happened to me with like sexual harassment and modeling, like talking about that stuff as a man, it's almost like taboo because as a man you can't be a victim, because stereotypically the story is that a man is usually the woman's
Perpetrator, yeah.
Exactly. So
Predator.
for men, it's like, especially if sexual harassment happens from another man, they think, oh, this is going to make me gay and I'm not going to talk about it. But I think it's important because nobody talks about that shit because, man, I think who did it like on the comedian right now, which comedian? Dave Chappelle had a SNL, whatever, monologue where he talked about like sexual harassment with men. He was like, 5 men came out, said they've been sexually harassed. So if 5 men publicly came out, the number must be 500, because it's true. Like men don't openly talk about that. So that's something I want to, I like sharing is that openness as man too.
You were telling me about this gay porn star
Yes.
that's
You were
not gay.
fascinated by that.
I'm
Yeah, that
so
was so
fascinated.
funny.
I'm sorry, but I'm so
You can't
fascinated
see-
by the fact that he injects him. Do you know about this? You know about this?
I don't know about this, but you said injects, and I immediately know what you're talking about.
So
Great, yeah.
he is not gay, but he does gay porn, and he injects his penis with, what is it called?
It's called Trimax.
Trimax?
Again, this is not medical advice. Yeah.
But okay, so tell us the story a little bit.
I mean, yeah, it's called Trimax. It's like okay, he's in the gay world. There's a fantasy of straight men
Right.
doing gay sex things, right?
Right.
Because it's like the fantasy of the gay men have been rejected by straight men so many times throughout like high school and whatever. So they love that fantasy of a straight guy now actually, having
course.
gay sex.
Yeah.
So my friend Malik, shout out, he's incredibly successful. Like he's very young, 23 or something. He's going to be the biggest gay porn star. I believe that because he's like this super straight looking dude and he makes so much money with that. But he's straight. So when they go to sets and shoot gay porn, there's a thing called Trimax, which is when you take Viagra or other male enhancement pills, you still have to be aroused in some way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Did
no,
you know that?
It doesn't just give you it just doesn't give you magic. Like movies make it seem like you just magically have a boner for like 24
Right.
hours. No, it just like increases your blood flow. So when you are aroused, you just have more blood flow and you have like harder erections. In his case, though, he has to be, it's not just he does a little bit of gay porn. He does like 4 scenes in a day where he just they call him the twink destroyer. He just rips people. And I've seen it, okay? I've seen it for research. I've watched it. And he just absolutely annihilates those twinks. Like he is a jackhammer. He self-proclaimed, okay? So for that, then,
Shout out to your sweet dad, Clemens.
Exactly. And you inject it, and it's literally an injection you put into the shaft of your penis.
Ah.
Yeah, not yours specifically, but like
No,
one's
I mean,
penis.
yeah.
And then it just no matter what you feel, it just will stay hard. And you have to be very careful because if you inject too much, like people go
It
to the hospital
explodes?
all the time. I think so. No, but like
Your
you can't.
dick explodes.
I truly, the
Falls
blood
off.
just like it. People had to go, and this is a true story, and I researched this stuff. And the gay world is fascinating to me, and I love it. I love the gay parties and stuff. But like a lot of gay festivals, like I went to one party in Tulum, which is a very gay party. It was an event, and like guys would
Every
just.
party in Tulum is a gay
I
party.
think so, right? Yeah. And people would like just walk around as like kind of like a cruising, very sexual thing too. And people would actually inject their dicks when they go to these parties.
So they just walk around hard?
Yeah, they walk around hard the whole
What
day.
the fuck is that?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
But when
What, just like, and people would have like casual, like conversation, like small talk with a hard dick?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
wild.
And then he would, and there's people they inject their penises and then they have too much. And because they don't do it correctly, then don't do it like with a doctor or something. They just like get the thing off the black market and inject it and that's it.
Wow.
And then they have to go to the hospital and get the blood drained to avoid permanent blood vessel. I don't know what the consequences are, but yeah,
Wow,
your
that's
dick explodes.
crazy.
That's basically what could
That's
happen.
insane.
In a nutshell.
But
yeah.
how did you find yourself? Because you also have an OnlyFans account, right? So
Yeah.
you play with your sexuality a lot, and you're kind of like interested in this whole world too, like the
Yeah.
like porn, like maybe
Well-
not porn, but you're kind of like
I think
walking
it's
a line.
fascinating. Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, also because I was a male model, so the line and I did a lot. I was kind of like it's so funny because I feel like I just like found myself in that world just based on what I look like, right? So I did modeling, and then based on what I looked like, I was always doing athletic stuff. I was doing a lot of underwear modeling. All right, from that, it's so interesting how you get pushed into like a world because then I post a photo on Instagram. Anytime I post an underwear photo, blows up, and that's how I get a lot of gay followers. Right? Just I didn't seek it out. I wasn't like, okay, I want to build a gay following. It was like just based on what I did in my life as a
Yeah.
model and looking the way I look, there's
came
no way
to
you're
you.
not gonna have a gay following. It's
Right.
it's true. Even comedians, whatever, Matt Rife, right? He's just a good looking guy. He's got a big gay following. Just because of like that's just what happens, on
Yeah,
social
yeah,
media.
yeah, of course.
So and I love it. I love it. I love it's my core audience. I fucking love it. So then through that, I was doing underwear modeling, and then you just you meet more photographers that want to shoot you that way, and then you like meet other people, and then I had people on the podcast who were also underwear models because I could relate to them. You know what I mean? And then a lot of underwear models started OnlyFans in the pandemic because they make so much more money than with modeling. Like it's not even close. And then I kind of met, and I found it fascinating, all the, the gay porn stars who are straight. I thought that was so fascinating.
See, you
So
think
I-
it's fascinating
I
too?
think so, 100%.
Yeah.
And I had some of them on my podcast, and of course, every single video I make with them blows up. So it's kind of reinforced by the community as well, because they want that stuff, So now I'm like rebranding, and I'm like going more towards comedy. And it's kind of hard because you have that social media circle of like, I know if I posted, like, I would get so many more views if I posted like more, sexy stuff, gay related stuff. But that's not necessarily where I'm going right now anymore. When I was doing underwear modeling, it was benefiting me in a way. But it's kind of hard when you see the numbers. When I post an underwear photo on Instagram, it gets like 20,000 likes. If I post a comedy clip, it gets like 3,000 likes. So it's like, you just have to see where you want to go at this stage of my life. So now I'm going a little bit more in that, definitely in the comedy direction.
Still in your underwear though.
Still my underwear. Exactly.
Underwear comedy.
Exactly. Yeah. Trying to blend the world.
I always ask my guests if they grew up with any sayings or anything like that. Did your parents like Sprichwörter?
Oh.
Did you grow up with any? I mean, I think German has so many funny Sprichwörter, sayings
yeah.
like alles hat ein Ende, nur die Wurst hat zwei.
Yeah.
Everything has an end except the sausage has two.
Yeah.
Or the one with the Pünktlichkeit, that punctuality is the courtesy of kings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a lot of efficiency ones. I remember my grandma would always say, was du heute kannst besorgen, das verschiebe nicht auf morgen. So whatever you can get done today, you should not move it to tomorrow.
Right.
And it's like such a German saying.
That's
it's like,
such a
it was like,
German
God
saying.
damn.
You do it today.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Should we
Oder
say some-
morgen, morgen, nur nicht heute, sagen alle faulen Leute.
Oh.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, just not today is what all lazy people say.
That's wild. I love that all German ones are just like
Yeah, it's about
purely
lazy
to
people.
optimize the workflow of efficiency. That's amazing.
But then again, there was a study that found that Germans work less than most other European countries.
It doesn't matter. We work more efficiently, and I believe that. It doesn't
Do
matter
you?
how much you work. In it, yeah. Great book. Have you read The 4 Hour Work Week?
No.
It's by Tim Ferriss. It's a great book for any German. It's a New York Times bestseller.
For any German.
No, for anybody who likes efficiency, because it's not about like. I feel like true. Some other countries maybe work more. Like I'm sure, and I don't. This can sound racist, but like okay, I've been to Latin America, right? People work a lot, long days. But like, I went to the post office there, okay, during Christmas when I was living there, and there were like 7 people trying to take care of people's packages for Christmas. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that those 7 people, the line was outside the building for Christmas. 2 Germans would have done the same job more efficiently, and they would have just because they were chilling so
That's
much while they were
fucked
doing
up.
it.
But they wouldn't have had as much fun. I bet you people were having
no.
fun. There was music.
I
it
mean,
was warm.
I don't know. People are waiting in line, so I don't know if that's so fun. But you're right. You're right. That's just what you value. Germans might work less, but I truly believe that they work more efficiently and like less. You know, there's less bullshit. They just get to the point and like do the things.
Yeah, but then you see where that ends. The efficiency.
Yeah, with being
Killing
the
6 million
leading
Jews.
exporting nation of cars. That's what it ends with.
No, it ends with killing 6 million Jews in the most efficient way ever.
That's also a good point. Yeah, that's also another way of looking at it. Yeah.
You see?
I wish Germany had been less efficient.
Well, that came out of Germany, and then out of Latin America, we've got cocaine, we've got salsa, we've got nice food.
Yeah. Balance.
All okay. Now we're done with the racist segment of the show. Moving on.
I mean, I'm sure you've talked about this
to-
being German and Jewish, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, you have a tattoo of a carrot on your ass.
I do, yeah.
And you said in the beginning of the podcast that you would put carrots in. What's the carrot thing? What's the deal with the carrot?
It's the crunchiest and best vegetable in the world. When I was modeling in New York, no, that's a statement.
It's the crunchiest and best vegetable in the world.
Carrots are
So
superior.
funny.
Think about it. I see a banana right there. If you, as a snack, you take a banana with you, you put it in your backpack, it gets brown spots. Carrots, never going to happen.
Racist.
Always there for you. Carrots last for a long time. They're always hard. Again, sounds a little sexual, but I'm just saying. I was modeling in New York, and I wanted to eat healthy as a model, and I was broke when I came here. So I bought a bunch of carrots at a Polish supermarket. How much? Carrots? $1.80 for like a pound of carrots. That's amazing. That's amazing value. And I would just snack carrots all the time when I would go to castings. And then people make fun of me. They'd be like, oh, the carrot boy. And then I embraced it because I really think I'm addicted to carrots now. I fucking love them. And it's a whole brand on my YouTube channel. Like I give people carrots when I go on the street and do interviews. And
So you have a tattoo of a carrot on your ass, and you showed me and a friend this tattoo of a carrot on your ass on the street.
it's a whole
And it's in the village,
In the village,
actually, and it says Jeffrey on top of it.
yeah.
The carrot is called Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's my best friend I make YouTube videos with. He's a blonde guy from Tennessee, and he's my podcast co-host. And I lost a bet, and I tattooed his name on my ass.
And then you also have a tattoo of a dick on your dick.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff for YouTube videos, you know what I mean?
That was, and the guy who tattooed you was
Yeah.
called.
Albert. No, I'm kidding. His name is Dick. His name is Dick. It's a triple dick. It's a dick tattoo
triple dick.
on my dick. So it's a tattoo off a little cartoon illustration of a dick on my actual dick.
But where on your dick? I
On
mean,
the
I'm
dick.
sorry, but
It's on the dick.
like on the
On the dick. On the shaft of the dick.
on
the
shaft.
dick.
Okay,
So it's
well,
basically
what's
it's
the
like,
other
it's,
part?
It's
Is
one
not
of
the dick?
I mean the head, right? But you
Oh,
don't
okay,
want
okay.
that.
Okay.
It's not on the bottom. It's on the top, and it's like it's almost like a replica of like it's like what are these Russian dolls called?
Babushkas.
Babushkas. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And I did it for a
Okay.
YouTube video. I got to say, a lot of the stuff I do, like most people, is not because I want to do it, but because of clout and fame and money I can get online. So my followers controlled my life for 24 hours on Instagram, and they were challenging me to get a dick tattoo. And again, I'm a whore online, so I'll do anything
Wow.
for views. And it's kind of
At
funny.
least you're
I
honest about that.
like doing, and honestly, I like doing what I do. I like doing stuff that's out of the norm because
But
life's
didn't that hurt a lot?
yeah, it did hurt a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt a lot, but Dick was very comforting in that, and it was great. Yeah.
Did it change the way that you can use your dick?
Not at all. Same thing.
That's
Same
good.
exact thing.
All right, so it didn't
And
impact
I
anything.
forget about it. It's just like sometimes at first when I went to pee, I would be like every time, Yeah, it's a little Easter egg.
Does
when people
does your
find out.
family know about this?
Of course, I made a YouTube video about it. I showed my family. That's how German I am. I made a video of my family reacting to the dick tattoo, and I showed strangers on the street and also my family.
How did your family react?
And my mom laughed so hard. It was the funniest shit ever. And my dad was just like, he was just smiling and he's like, I'm proud of you, son. You're doing the Lord's work, I could have been a German engineer, but here I am online feeding people carrots and getting dick tattoos for a living in New York City. So, yeah.
It's 2023, baby.
The world's changed,
Wow. I think that is very German that they're accepting of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Or maybe they weren't and you just couldn't tell because they didn't express their emotions.
That's true.
They're like, they were fine with
That's
it.
true. No, my parents, I love my parents. They're so like, they always trust. I was very independent as a kid, like went to Peru when I was 15. So I made all my own decisions, but they always trusted me so much, never judged me, and always knew I was going to figure shit out. So it was very, I have to respect because a lot of parents would be a little more protective, but mine were super, I was like my own. When I was 11, I was cooking for myself and I was my own. My parents split up when I was young, so like I kind of,
Okay. Got it. Wow. Okay, so now all we have left to do is play the poll questionnaire. Are you ready to do it?
I was born ready. Yeah.
Okay. Mario Adrian of, what is it called again, the town?
Alpiersbach im Hochschwarzwald.
Alpiersbach im Hochschwarzwald.
Yeah.
If you had to give President Biden a porn star name, what would his porn star name be?
It would be Orgasma Thunder Carrot.
What?
Orgasma. And that's more like a drag queen name, right?
Dementia Thundercat.
Dementia Thundercat. No, actually, Biden is like, he's not gone, but he's like the quintessential American,
Is he?
Like a typical name would be like, Lance Hardwood. So maybe for Biden, Lance
Hardwood.
Not so hard anymore wood. Something like that.
What would yours be?
Mine.
What would you call yourself if you did porn?
My mom was going to do something German. It
Yeah.
has to be something with a carrot, right? It's a German invasion. Pussy destroyer. It doesn't come natural to me. Anytime I do, that's why I love doing gayer stuff. Because anytime I say something super straight, I feel like a predator. You know what I mean? That's why I like.
Okay.
Yeah. Pussy destroyer. There we go.
Bussy instead of pussy?
I think so. That's like.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, bussy. It's like a man. It's like a man.
Oh,
mangina.
wow.
Thing.
Did you know about this?
No, hey, I came here to educate the guys. As a sort of straight guy, I came here to educate us about the gay terminology.
Where does that come from?
Well, it's a term in like the gay, especially trans, like or gay man. It's like it's boy pussy.
Oh, boy pussy.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Not saw
It's a thing.
that,
It's a thing.
but saw it. I just saw one.
Congrats.
My boyfriend
Where was
has
that?
one.
That's
Shout
great.
out to nope.
I just thought you were saying pussy with a German accent.
Oh,
I thought you were just giving the word
I want
pussy
the
a
pussy.
German accent. Pussy.
No. I don't know if
I
that
need
much.
the pussy.
I
No,
don't
it's
have
pussy.
that thick
No,
of a
I want
German
pussy. Okay, if you were president of the United States of America, what American food would you ban?
Oh, this is gonna be very. It's gonna sound racist, but I think for me, nachos. He's shaking his head right now. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I just grew up also eating so healthy, and it's just like cheese and grains, and they're fried. It's just too much.
Okay.
It's not good for anybody. You know what I mean? And I hate that I banned a Mexican food when I said this. Like Jesus Christ. Very unpopular opinion about this.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of mac and cheese.
Oh.
Very unpopular opinion. But I just feel like mac and cheese, it's like, I like things with cheese if they're like, they have a crust or something like that. Like
Mac and cheese can have crust.
yeah, but the ones I've had are like all like just so creamy and just like gooey. And I like, like when it's like a crust, like, like a potato gratin, like a French gratin with like some cheese. Great, fantastic. Pizza, crust, amazing. But like that is just too gooey and too mushy for me. I like crunchy. Carrots, right? Crunchy. I like crunch.
By the way, mushy in German is
Oh, yeah.
pussy.
Pussy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one, yeah.
Mushy.
It's very mushy.
Very
Very
mushy.
pussy, yeah.
My friend had a dog growing up, and his mom would always go, "Hey, mushy face! Oh no, you are mushy face."
That's hilarious.
I'd be like, "You're calling it a pussy face?
Pussy face, yeah.
Stop it!" Wow. If you had to make up a catchphrase for the United States of America, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Catchphrase. What's real American? Make America inefficient again. America has to work on that shit, you know what I mean?
You mean efficient again?
Make it efficient again.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
All
that
right.
would be yeah.
Wow.
That'd be
That's
my
a very
catchphrase. If
German
I was
answer.
president of the United States, I would optimize everything for it to be a perfect master engine of a state that's just running on efficiency.
With hard dicks for everybody.
100%.
You know, as the least German in the room, I would like to point out that as you start talking about efficiency, your accent gets really thick.
Yes, you get more German.
As a pure observation, you get very German as you talk about efficiency.
True. You start out like this, you're like, if I would be the president of the United States of America, I would bring efficiency back right now.
Also, real quick, David fucking Hasselhoff is looking at me right now.
Right. We didn't even get to David Hasselhoff. Well, I was going to get there in a moment, but were you a fan?
I loved him.
Me too.
No, I did.
I went to a concert when
look
I
at
was
his
6.
piercing blue eyes.
What's your favorite song?
I mean, I've been looking for freedom.
I've been looking so long.
Well, I've never gone to a concert, but like I grew up with my grandpa, we would watch Knight Rider.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see? This is
Yeah.
the real German shit.
It is. Yeah.
David Hasselhoff is a national treasure in Germany.
Oh, he's great. And
Yeah.
I think, he's so, I think because he looks so, I don't know, he just looks German. He's like, he represents America too. He's so cool.
Have you
with the
ever met
cowboy
him?
Boots. I have not, no. Have you?
No. I was a huge fan, but you're German, so obviously you were a little bit of a fan.
Yeah.
You had to have
And then
that.
on
Yeah.
SpongeBob, I saw him again. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
this guy's everywhere.
Yeah, this guy's the man.
He's on freaking SpongeBob.
Well, I was going to ask you if you know how I can meet him, but I guess we figured it out now.
Yeah. He's straight, right?
I don't know.
Because there's something called the gay mafia I have access to.
Uh-huh.
The gay mafia is a group of very wealthy, very highly connected people in the gay world. Very, very wealthy. And it's like a circle, and they have a lot of pull in Hollywood and stuff. And this,
Sorry,
and
I'm like
modeling.
picturing this
No, it's a
this
thing.
like gay meet like
It's-
mafia meeting.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Actually, that's funny. That's funny.
Mario, I think that we covered it all. I mean, I could talk to you for hours. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the world right now that you think people need to absolutely know?
Okay, people need to know that.
Some wisdom.
Okay, so here's one wisdom. What I figured out what I want to do in this world is like I want to make fun the priority. Because that's why the carrots and everything make things silly. Because I was modeling, I was so serious all the time, like being like a high fashion model, being like, my name is Mario, what's up? But then I went to castings and I started being like, it's me, Mario. And I started like fucking with people. And it's actually got me further in my career. And it's more fun and I have more fun doing it. And it makes people's lives more fun. And that's something I truly believe in. So don't chase the fucking, success or whatever. Chase the fun, and then success will come.
But if somebody wants you to tattoo a dick on your dick
Hey.
for money and success, that's also okay to do.
It's fun. I had fun doing it. How many fun stories I have, That's
No,
all.
this is true. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you're right. Have more fun, be more silly.
Silliness, yeah. Silliness
Yeah,
is really
that's
the thing,
something that's lacking in Germany a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Where can people find you online?
Mario Adrian, Mario Adrion, everywhere. Except for TikTok, because it was deleted twice. But Mario Adrian, Instagram, mainly.
What? Too much nudity?
I posted a clip of me doing this catwalk with Katy Perry on American Idol in a Speedo, and it got taken down for nudity and sexual content.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know, they were just on me. So
Oh, okay.
I post a lot of Speedo content, so they don't like that.
Speedo content.
Yeah. I want to make Speedos great again in America. That'd be my slogan for America, too. Make Speedos great again. Let's go.
I love it. Mario, this was so fun. You're so fun. I love your perspective, and I think it's super refreshing and cool and somehow very German, but somehow not German at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited that you're my first German guest.
Let's
How
go. We
cool
did
is
it.
that?
Yeah,
It's
boy.
amazing. Everybody follow Mario if you don't already. Speedo content. Hey. You'll never get bored of that shit. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Craig, Douchebag, Steve, Gio, everybody else out there listening. Thank you to Mike Albanese. Woo!
Mike.
Thank you, Mario. We'll be back soon. We love you. Oh, leave us a review, a rating, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Check out the Patreon. We love you. Goodbye.